Hi everybody, it's Hannah here with a quick video to talk you through the new grading form on Moodle. This is what we'll be using for all live assessment marking this year, so all marking will be completed online. We won't be using Excel feedback sheets this year because although they did help us really improve our consistency and parity in marking, they were a little bit clunky and did cause a few issues of their own. This new system dramatically reduces the admin load on the exams team, which will help us all meet those marking deadlines. It reduces margin for error, and it also allows us to get live updates on where you're at with your marking, so less annoying phone calls from us, and it also means we can kind of see where issues might be arising if we notice that some marking isn't being done. We recognise that there might be some challenges with this, so a couple of things that you really need to do as a marker to make sure it all runs smoothly. You must check you've got Moodle access, the correct access to the Moodle page and to the grade book to make sure that when you're live in the venue you can get up and running straight away. And Wi-Fi. We know that especially at external venues there are sometimes Wi-Fi issues, so please arrive in good time to check that it's all working on your computer. Contact the exam team if there are any Wi-Fi issues. We're also looking at getting some backup dongles for places like the tunnels where we have had issues in the past. And the final thing is accountability for quality really lies with you as a marker. In the past, the exams team, course leaders have spent hours and hours spell checking, correcting feedback sheets, and as it's all going to be uploaded for students to see, you are really responsible for that. You must spell check your work, and when you're happy with it, you can mark it as ready for release, which I'll show you in a second. Totally recommend Grammarly. I say this in every video. It's an extension you can use on your browser, so it will highlight straight away if there are any issues with your spelling, with typos, which happens to all of us, especially in live situations. So even if you're normally, great with the spelling and grammar, please install Grammarly and keep an eye on it. Okay, so let me show you how to use the system. So you want to go to Moodle, of course. Go to the module page. So here we're looking at LPW, as this is one of our first live assessments of the year. Quickly, I just want to remind you that for level 4 and 5 modules, the assessment briefs are now in the module guides, which you can find in the useful resources section. Here's a module guide example. You scroll down. Here's the brief. You've got your learning outcomes and the breakdown and the grading criteria. So as with all assessments, you must have this to hand, you must know it inside out. You are marking to the brief, the learning outcomes and the generic criteria. So that's just a little reminder. If you want more information on how to mark, the quality of feedback, what kind of thing to write, then please do check out the other videos that we made last year. So for now we're focusing on the form itself. To find it, you need to go to the assessment section. So before the weekly sections, you'll see little assessment sections. So here we are, we've got the mock next week, so we will look at this one. So you just click on the gradebook symbol. There's a little hand with a bit of paper. It should be hidden from students as a live exam. If you notice that it's not hidden from students, that's an error. Please let the exams team know. So view all submissions. Of course, they aren't really submissions, it's live exams, it's just the terminology, so please don't worry about that. Find the student that you want. Okay, who are we going to have? Here we go. Click grade, and that opens up your grading form. Oh, this was quite slow. It might be a good idea to load a couple up in advance then, if you're finding that perhaps the speed isn't very quick when you're marking. If you click down here, it will open up the window and you'll see you've got 3 boxes. So the first box is where you might put the majority of your comments, your general comments on the overall performance, how well the students met the learning outcomes, and how the performance relates to the generic grading criteria. A little bit of advice on marking there as well. This top bit here, students will see that, and then this bit here, you'll see that. And then you need to put the grade out of 100 here. Then you've got a section on strengths. As you'll see in the other videos on marking, we really want the feedback to be balanced. Students react emotionally to their feedback, and if it's all negative, they're more likely to reject it. So please pick out a couple of things that they've done well or they're improving in, and try and frame this in a developmental way as well. So how can they use this to the best advantage in the future? And finally, areas of development action points. Here we want you to pick out a couple of things that are really important for the student to work on to achieve better grade. Keep it concise, but really focused on what they can do and how they might do that. You'll see after these 2 boxes, the second and third one, you've got a kind of a 0 out of 0 box. You do have to put something in there. It's a 0 and a 0. But the students won't see it. It's just a quirk of this system. So you want the actual grade in here, and then a 0 and a 0, and then of course your comments go in here. And look, I've got a Grammarly extension there, so if I write something badly, Grammarly knows. Okay, so that's it really. You need to put in who you are. The student won't see this, it's anonymous, but it helps us with moderation. And then when you're happy that everything looks good, you select marking completed, and then we know that as far as you're concerned, that feedback is good to go out. This box, please ignore. Please keep all your feedback here. It should be concise. The best feedback is short and to the point, balanced, and developmental. And then you just press save changes or save and show next. Don't click this box. And that's it really.